The first time I met Cole, I was a shy freshman who really didn't know much about FFA. My first impression of Cole was, what a dork. I always thought him balancing chairs on his face and juggling got a little old after you've seen him show off plenty of times. But our walks to 8th period together and spending countless amounts of time prepping each other for our next office position are times in my life that I will always cherish. If I wouldn't have met Cole, there's no telling if I'd still be a part of this organization without him.
30 years ago, maybe a little more than that, I sat out there and watched some of my friends take the stage as the new Iowa State FFA officers, and after that, I took off my Northwest District Officer blue corduroy for the last time. But my favorite FFA story is a more recent one. It was a cold January night when a growing farm family welcomed a new little boy home. That kid was unique compared to the rest of his siblings, but he seemed invested in entertaining others. In fact, when he was an adolescent, he decided he wanted to learn how to juggle. And so he taught himself, practiced, never gave up, learned how to juggle and ride a unicycle, and even balance things on his face. But he also knew what he loved and what he wanted. This kid, when he was a toddler, I think right as he was first able to speak, he said he wanted an orange bunny for Easter. So he got an orange bunny for Easter, and then he wanted another one for Christmas and his birthday. Do you know how hard orange bunnies are to find? They are not easy to find. And then the next year, Christmas, birthday, Easter. I don't really honestly know how long this went on, but he knew what he liked and he never gave up. He was born to a family and a community where they did not have any history of FFA, but it was his good fortune that his school combined with another school that had a rich history, and he met an advisor who supported him and encouraged him when he said he wanted to earn his Iowa FFA degree and run for state office. He got the Iowa FFA degree, but he didn't get the office. Well, I think you know that he didn't give up. The next year he ran again, and he got it. So, I'm going to turn the page so we can say this together. Amidst all the bunnies, and this isn't even all of them, by the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow FFA members, family and friends, please join us in welcoming one of my best friends,
my nephew,
and your Northwest State Vice President, Cole Reiman.
You can, nothing more, nothing less. May you know the meaning of the word happiness. May you always lead from the beating in your chest. May you be treated like an esteemed guest. May you get to rest, may you catch your breath. May the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa, may the road less paved be the road that you follow. Whoa, well, here's to the hearts that you're gonna break. Change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love.
When you look in the mirror, who do you see? For many of us, that depends on the day. One day we might look in the mirror and think, man, I look good, and give ourselves a little wink. Or the next day we might look in the mirror and think, there is no way I'm going out in public looking like that. We each have days we feel unstoppable and days we feel like nothing can go right. It happens to all of us. Now, I realize why we do this, strangely enough, walking through Walmart. Just walking along, minding my own business, when out of nowhere this kid starts begging his mom for this new toy. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, I would beg for a toy just like this. When I was a kid, if I got the new Game Boy Color, I was going to play with it for the absolute rest of forever. See, if I got this new Game Boy, it was going to change my life. I was going to become a new person, a better person, all because of this Game Boy. And then I'd play with it for about a week, and never touch it again. There's no such thing as permanent happiness. There's no one thing that will make us satisfied forever. As humans, we constantly try to find the next thing to make us feel fulfilled, to make us feel happy. Now, how many of y'all have been to National Convention in Indianapolis? Yeah. So one of my favorite memories of Indy was a couple years back. My chapter and I were loud and proud. We're in the blue corduroy, and we were beyond excited to head for a session of National Convention. So my advisor had to stay back and iron some things out. It was up to my vice president and I to lead the pack. We were on a mission. So we start out the door, and just as we do, we start feeling raindrops. Now this would be the moment when any normal person would have said, no, not today, but not us. We trudged along through the pouring rain to first session. And after that long trek, we looked forward at the building ahead in all of its glory, and I kid you not, I'm pretty sure the clouds parted, lights shined down, it was beautiful. So, we trudged through a couple more puddles under an awning with some lights. Success. Or so we thought. You see, me and my chapter thought that first session of National Convention was in Lucas Oil Stadium. It was not. Just as if it couldn't get bad enough, the lights shut off on us. We were cold, soaked, tired, but most of all, we were sad. Started to head back to where our advisor was, hearing a squish with each step, and slowly realizing that apparently blue corduroy bleeds through onto white shirts. Our afternoon was ruined beyond repair. There was no coming back from that moment. That is, until one member in the back of our group softly said the words, "I believe in the future of agriculture." A smile grew across our faces as we began to chime in one after another, chanting the creed through the streets of Indianapolis. People would drive by, smile, and laugh. We even had a couple people take pictures and videos. We got back to where our advisor was, and we explained what happened. And she couldn't help but smile at us. Because in that moment, we were failures, but we were happy failures. In that moment, we didn't reach our goals, but we were confident in the thing that we loved, and we found happiness. What does happiness look like for you? When we were young, many of us get asked the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? And we probably responded with something far different than what we wanted today. We probably said something along the lines of a teacher, or a dancer, or a police officer. But as we grew up, we started to worry about the reality. We'd start to worry about grades, or about money, or about where we would live, or about whether or not we were talented enough. Why? Why do we second guess ourselves? When we're on our deathbeds, we're going to think about the things we did throughout our lives, but we're also going to regret the things that we didn't do. When you're taking your last breaths, are you going to be happy putting your dreams away because of reality? Are you going to be passionate and fight for what you love? You only have one life to live, so don't let yourself live in regret. Stop letting your head get in the way of your heart. Stop letting your head get in the way of your heart. FFA members, stop second guessing yourselves. Be passionate about the things you enjoy and don't worry about anything else. I mean, think about it. The most famous people of all time started at some point with some crazy idea. Before Michael Phelps could become a gold medalist, he first had to jump in the water. Before Elvis could become the king, he first had to step up to the mic. Before Da Vinci could paint the Mona Lisa, he first had to learn to paint. We all have to start somewhere. No one can take your first steps for you. Find what you enjoy and don't worry about what the reality is. Create your own reality. Don't take a step out of your comfort zone. Take a leap of faith and find your happiness.